Okay, we're on.
Oh, that was taking a picture.
Oh, no.
Anyway, I'm Donna.
And I'm Donna.
And today we're going to talk about some events that have already occurred.
Okay, so as we come to an end of the year, and actually of the decade, we just thought we'd bring up some of the things that might have happened in 2019 that you may or may not have been aware of, and then we'll kind of move into what we're looking forward to next year in the 20s. Wow, that's weird.
I know, it is weird.
Yeah. So, anyway, one of the things that happened recently, very, very recently, was, this was on December the 20th, so this was just, a week ago or so. We now have a 6th branch of the military service, and it is the Space Force. It's the Space Force. I mean, can you believe it? It's the Space Force. I mean, when we were little, people were going to the moon.
Right.
And that was huge. And now we're going to have to protect space. That just blows my mind. Anyway, so some of the things that happened in space in 2019. In January, China actually landed on the far side of the moon, which they say that has not happened. And it's very, very difficult because the moon actually blocks any communication.
Yeah.
So that was really extreme. But China did it. In March, we had India crashed a vehicle on the moon, and it launched an anti-satellite missile, destroying its own satellites in low Earth orbit. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. I mean, Donna was talking about it earlier, and I'm amazed at some of this stuff.
Yeah. Well, in March also, SpaceX, a commercial company, launched a commercial uncrewed flight to the space station and actually docked with it. I mean, that's amazing. Just absolutely amazing. In April, Israel also launched and crashed a vehicle on the moon. Let's see. July was the 50th anniversary of the Apollo moon landing for us. That was huge. In December, Boeing, they launched another commercial flight to the space station, but they failed to dock. Boeing's really not had a good year. Let's see what else. In October, an all-woman spacewalk happened, which is kind of interesting. We hadn't spacewalked in a long, long time.
I know, but you would think, ta-da, that would be all over the news, but it isn't.
Well, I hadn't heard about it.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So SpaceX, the commercial space program, it launched 120 satellites of its Starlink constellation, which it hopes eventually to have 42,000 satellites in space. So it launched 120 of those this year.
That's crazy, because I still am amazed that someone from somewhere else can call me on my cell phone and it shoots across the air and it comes and you can hear my voice.
Yeah. And
in another place.
Yeah, and quick.
I mean, I don't understand any of that
No
stuff.
waiting. I know, it's phenomenal.
I really don't.
Yeah. But, I just thought, it's just really, there's a lot going on. And, there's so much going on, in fact, that now we have the Space Force, which we all grew up watching, like Star Trek, Federation. And so here we are, folks. Anyway, so I just thought we'd share that. I just looked up some of the stuff, and I thought that those are kind of cool things to talk about.
I mean, I watched Lost in Space.
Yes.
But
Mike's watching that, the new ones now.
Oh, are there new ones?
Yes.
I'm going to have to watch it.
Netflix, yeah.
But I never
dreamed that it would be.
And just think of the Jetsons.
Oh, I know. I think about that all the time.
I mean, it's like people have imagination. So, yeah.
The video screen.
And
the treadmills.
Yeah, everything.
the Roomba that vacuums by itself.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the pool. I got a vacuum in my pool.
I got my Roomba that vacuums my floor.
Oh, I need
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
I
kind of
haven't
cool.
seen that at your house. You'll have to show it to
Oh
me.
yeah, his name is Ringo.
Ringo.
Yeah, we named him Ringo. So anyway, it's great with dogs. I run it as I get ready in the morning.
I wonder if they have a shock collar though. Like does
Who?
it if a dog has one of those shock collars?
Oh, you can't let the dog wear them all the time. You take those off.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Yeah.
I was like, does the vacuum get by?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shocking.
They don't need to be wearing that battery around their neck.
Okay, don't be looking at. Ooh. Go on.
All right. So, big things in entertainment. And these are not necessarily the things that you're going to hear on the news. These are things that we found interesting.
Yeah, and we search for them and kind of look around.
Yeah. So, obviously, one of the big things is the new Star Wars movie that is out right now, The Rise of Skywalker.
I think the kids went out on Christmas and watched that.
Yeah.
Is that when it opened, Christmas Day, or
I
don't
can't
know.
really tell you. It's just
But
huge.
anyway, I know people love that stuff.
But again,
so.
our generation, the first Star Wars, when, I remember going and seeing that when it opened,
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest with you, I'm a Trekkie rather than a Star Wars person. I would much rather watch the
Star Trek?
Star Trek. Yeah, and there's a new show coming out next year in the Star Trek. Disney has become like, if it wasn't big enough already, it's become huge now. It acquired another network. It started its own streaming network like Netflix.
Oh.
It's called Disney Plus, and that first week I can't tell you the numbers, but it was humongous, the amount of people that were signing on to that. They were.
Is it a lot of kids?
No, this is not like kids. They have a new Star Wars series on there called Mandalorian, and apparently that's becoming, that was pretty popular. Everybody wanted to see that. Disney also had the biggest movie of 2019 with Avengers, the Marvel movie Avengers Endgame. Huge. There was another movie Martin Scorsese directed that's on Netflix, and it's The Irishman, and it's all about the mob. Mike and I watched that. It's a long movie. It's so.
Some other people tell me about that.
I really liked it. I thought, a lot of people are going to think that it's really slow because it's mostly like, it's not action packed, but I like that movie, and I don't like a lot of movies nowadays. But anyway, yeah, you have to watch it and see what you think. Dolly Parton, she's making she's rising again. Yeah.
How could she come back? She's never left.
This is
and
true.
She's like huge.
Yes.
So
yes. She's always been one of my favorite people.
I know. I love her too.
Yes. She has, of course, there were a couple movies that came out with The Coat of Many Colors, and there was another one.
I've seen that.
Yeah. But now she has, on Netflix, she has a series of movies called Heartstrings. And there's 8 episodes.
She did like a Christmas movie too.
Yeah.
She was in that.
Well, there were 8 episodes on this Heartstrings, and each one of those episodes movies is based on one of her songs. So we watched Jolene the other night.
Yeah.
And one of the things when they were promoting Jolene was they put out a Jolene challenge for people to sing Jolene.
Did they want them to sing the lyrics, or did they want to see how they sang it?
I think anything.
They didn't
Some
care.
of the stars in Nashville even did it.
They did?
Yes.
That's pretty fun.
I know. So anyway, do you want to do it? We'll just do a little bit.
You can. Okay.
No, you got to do it with me.
I can't sing Jolene,
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 Jolene, Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene,
Can't
Jolene,
sing, can't sing, can't sing. Please don't take him just because you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair,
with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Jolene,
Jolene,
Jolene, Jolene.
I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
Okay, that's it.
So
We're not gonna
anyway.
win. We're not gonna win any competition, but that's our challenge.
So-
We did it.
I remember when it was like MTV.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think now it's
And that
kind-
was new too. Our generation really had a lot of. We really
New.
were on the
new
the
end.
new end
the
of a
beginning.
lot of things.
But
Yes.
I remember that. I remember Dolly Parton. She was sitting in a park area on a bench, and then this other chick comes up, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but MTV, it was in the 80s, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
It was. I remember at your house. That's
Really?
Yeah, everybody would be sitting on the couch watching the
Videos?
yeah.
Really?
hmm
Interesting.
I mean, I doubt that was probably more,
That's-
Pink Floyd, The Wall.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. So podcasts. Are any of you guys into podcasts? Do you listen to podcasts?
Oh, I do.
Yes.
Hmm?
Can I ask you what you listen to?
I'm 2 chairs, no waiting.
That's right.
Podcast.
And what is that about?
Mayberry.
And
Alan Newson, he has and then Alan Newson, he does 2 chairs, no waiting, and then
But it's,
they have
and
like
it's all
one-
about the Mayberry show, right?
Well, it's about Mayberry and the
Okay. Okay.
mostly about Mayberry.
And he's the one who plays Floyd.
Yes.
He tribute artist.
Yes, he is a
does-
tribute
yes,
artist, and
he
he
does.
does a great job, of course.
I'm gonna shoot you guys the 3 top ones on Apple.
Rewind.
Yeah, on Apple Podcast. Let's see. Number 1 is was really kind of interesting to me. Man in the Window: The Golden State Killer. Number 2.
What is that about? Can you tell me?
No, I'm sure it's about a killer and a murder. The number 2 is Crime Junkie, and so those surely are about true crime. Number 3, well, I don't know if this is number 3 or if this is just on the top 10, but the Joe Rogan Experience. I have heard that name, but I've never listened to him, but I might. And then I'm going to throw up one that I just kind of thought was, because I know that we're not really staying local here, but there is, for all you local people, there is a national audience for the new podcast, Bardstown. It began in 2019, and apparently it has gone like wild. And that is about Bardstown, Kentucky. Crystal Rogers, her father, and the police officer Ellis that were all killed in Bardstown. And so it's about that. And I mean, everybody's listening to that. I haven't listened to it, but I might start
Well,
doing
I
that
think
too.
the regular news, like the news on TV,
yes,
like
we've heard
if
a
you
lot of
have
news,
direct
yes.
or 311 and 32.
Right. But this apparently has gone national now, so we can link that below too.
Here, the man in the window. Is that what you said?
I think so. Yes, the man in the window, the Golden State Killer.
So, reporter has uncovered never before revealed details about the man who would eventually become one of California's most deadly serial killers. From Wandering in the LA Times comes a new series that traces his path of devastation through his victims' eyes. Why would that be number 1?
Well,
I mean, I think it's great, anybody that wants to do whatever, but I am not a grisly person.
all the TV shows.
It's not grisly. I know.
All
I
of
know,
them.
I know.
Everything.
Well, not everything,
Yeah,
but
pretty much everything that rises to the
I
top.
can watch it.
You know,
If you feed in, I think if you feed it in,
Well, there you go.
I just think it affects you.
It does.
Like, I sleep better at night when I'm watching Frozen. Or what was that? What was the other cartoon?
Dolly's Heartstrings.
Or Dolly's Heartstring. Or watching something like that than mass murder, or watch somebody's head cut off.
Yes,
Or,
but that's.
but I mean, it affects me. I can't. I
Well-
don't like to take none of that stuff in.
If you pay attention, I mean, that's kind of, that's kind of the number
But I
one
mean,
stuff.
how can that be like
Because people love it.
entertainment? It's awful.
I agree. I
But-
mean, I'm not arguing with you. I agree with you. Okay, here you go. In 2019, there were 260 billion wikis, inquiries made to Wikipedia. The number one question searched on Wikipedia in 2019 was Avengers Endgame. Number 2, deaths in 2019. Number 3, Ted Bundy, who is a serial killer. Number 4, Freddie Mercury, obviously Queen. Number 5 is the Chernobyl disaster. People love disaster and murder. They just do. They just do. Yeah. Instagram in 2019, the three top followed sites on Instagram in 2019 is Cristiano Ronaldo is number 1. He has 192 million followers. Ariana Grande, she's number 2 with 168 million followers. And Dwayne Johnson, who is number 3, and he has 164 million followers and this is on Instagram. So I think if we just kind of look back, I mean, it's like, it's very interesting as to what was big. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, what's going to be big for you? What do you want to be big for you?
We're talking about what
next
was, right?
Right.
I mean, what we've already done, what happened this year.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So, mine, I haven't really done a whole lot. I'm in the same job.
I switched jobs.
And same car.
Did I buy my car?
I think you bought your car this year.
I think I did.
I know, that's why I said
think
it.
I did. Yeah.
So,
I didn't. I hadn't thought about that, but yes, I switched cars. I actually had my first SUV, and I like it. And I did not want a black car, and I ended up with a black car with a black interior, and I'm fine with it, and I love it.
yeah, it's a nice car.
Yeah.
But really, my word for last year was continue, and really, I did continue. I just continue to do what I have been doing because it worked for me the year before.
Mm-hmm.
I think, towards the end of this, I continue, but I'm excited about changing my word
Mm-hmm.
for
Well-
2020, and that's because even the mood of me is different.
Well, that's good. And my word for this year, in 2019, was fruitful. I don't know whether I was or not. I mean, that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard to judge for yourself because you don't know how you might have touched somebody else, or you don't know what might have sprouted from a seed that was planted. So, but I knew that, and so it wasn't actually for results. It was just to try and
Be mindful.
be mindful of the things that I was doing so that it could possibly bear fruit one day. So I tried. So
A
and
seed
that's-
is planted.
well, that's right. So do you know what your word's going to be for 2020?
Yeah,
What is it?
change.
That's good.
So I continue to do what I've been doing that's working, because they say when you don't know what to do, when you don't know what to do or you don't understand, I don't know, they just say, well, if it's working for you, just continue to do what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty a safe way, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's what I did. I continued because, it just feels like maybe this past year, I mean, with, struggling with Jamie dying. And then, like, some of the stuff, continued because his mom.
Right. Oh, yes. Yes.
But then when his mom passed away, there was some kind of just the part that I had to continue or wanted to continue, like when interacting with her about Jane, you know, you lose a child, what do you do? I mean, it was her child, my husband. And, you know, that conversations that we would have, and then she passed away, and, you know, it made things different. Just in my mind, nothing else, nothing's different, just.
Well, it is. I mean, yeah, it is different.
But I mean, so I would continue, like with her, I continued to, you know, I continued to be Jamie's wife. I continued to talk to her about past things all the time. You know, because what do you do when someone passes away? I mean, you can only talk about them in the past. I mean, they affect you in the future too, about some of the things they said. But, you know, it's just, I think, you know, continue, and I did that, and now I'm ready to change.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I have
good.
some big plans for 2020.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think I've decided that my word for 2020 is going to be build. I'm gonna work on building relationships, building anything that I think might be broken or could be better, and building something. I don't know. I just feel that I need to build. And so I'm just going to try to be mindful of what's going on around me and how I can maybe pull everything together to build something. Try and pull everything, good, bad, ugly, and use all of it as blocks to build. I mean, it's only taken me 60 years to get my foundation, right?
It doesn't matter.
So, anyway.
It's in the moment.
So you're going to
Everything's
change,
in the moment.
and I'm going to build, and yeah. So we've done a few things that are outside the norm this year. You
we're doing
handstands.
this. Oh yeah.
Yeah, handstands, and yes.
Well, I do that because of my friend. She's younger than me, and she pops up and does all that, and she does her little handstand, and she can do. Actually, mine's an L stand. It's where, like, I get on the tree, back up, put my foot on there, and L stand. Sometimes it depends on how much I walk, if I can actually hang in the air more than 2 seconds.
Really?
I can't handstand walk, and I can't do. But my goal for 2020 is to, instead of backing up to whatever and doing an L stand, is to actually keep going forward and then raise my feet off and do a handstand.
Okay, yeah.
I know that's not a big deal, but...
Well, it is. I mean...
And maybe even get up that fireman's pole. What?
You better explain that. You probably need to explain that.
Anyway, one of my grandbabies in their room, they have a fireman pole, and he can. That's how he gets up to a certain section of his room. He
has a loft, correct? A loft in his room.
Yes.
And that's where his bed is.
Well, yes.
One of them. Okay.
So he can climb right up there, and if one day I said, "Is your shirt up there?" and he was like, "I don't know." Well, I thought, how am I going to get up there? So I can only get maybe 2 arm pulls, but I can't make it to the top. And he's up there in 2 seconds.
Wow. Isn't that amazing?
Muscles. Yeah, he's
How old is he?
5.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't get up it.
Yeah.
But I will eventually.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, so we'll have to do a vlog about that.
Oh, Lord.
Donna on the pole.
So, I know.
That'd be funny.
It's a fireman's pole.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. So that's good.
So we've kind of went into 2020 now.
We have a little bit. Yeah.
So we're backing out.
Yeah.
For our next.
Yeah. yeah, stay tuned. Next time we'll talk about maybe resolutions or goals. Maybe you picked a word. If you want to pick a word, I say examine yourself, think about it a little bit, pray about it. And if you do pick a word, then let us know in the comments or maybe on Facebook or on our Facebook group, which is She Said What? Because this is, yeah, what she said.
What?
Yeah. Let us know, and you know, maybe we can kind of hold each other accountable.
Okay.
You know, how did you use this for a building block this week? How did you change this week?
Yep.
So subscribe and like, and look for us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram.
We'll see you in the new year.
Yeah, what she said.